This is the video. Let me play it for you quickly. As you can see, Pastor Benny was more like a standalone. He was doing it all by himself. He was being ushered along with a few irrelevant people around him. And just wait and see something else that I want you to pay attention to. When Chris Oyakhilome, our favorite yellow bone, is coming, just wait and see. I do not even know why people are trying to record him. I see nothing special about Chris that makes people want to record him. But it is what it is. So there's Chris Oyakhilome. Look at the attire. And the guy that I want you to look at, and the guy that I find to be of interest, is that guy. He's called Pastor Tom. He has he has been a sidekick of Chris Oyakhilome ever since Pastor Anita left.
So I've just woken up, and obviously I was watching Pastor Chris's whole birthday shenanigan because it was trending on Facebook. So some people are claiming that there was a rift between Benny Hinn and Pastor Chris. Could that explain why Benny Hinn was sitting, like he wasn't really communicating with Pastor Chris? He was just, he had his back turned while sitting there celebrating. And it's like, why would you still attend? If you people are not getting on, why would you still attend? I would just say, F it, I'm staying home. But there's a lot of scandals that go on in these churches. Baby, can you turn the volume down? No. There's a lot of scandals because some people are saying that Benny Hinn just filed for divorce from his wife. Was it this month or what? The guy had an affair with Paula White. So I'm not surprised if he went and divorced, but it's like, And then people are saying Pastor Tom must be Pastor Chris's side thing because why doesn't he want to remarry? But he's been wearing a ring. I suspected that probably he kept his wife private or something, which I thought would be smart.
But it can only mean that if it's not, then it's probably just a sidekick who is there to supplement and complement the brand of Chris. Could it also be one of the reasons why Chris is not yet remarried or why he does not want to remarry? When I say remarry, I mean find a woman to fill the shoes of Anita. Maybe he already married because we have been seeing Tom everywhere Chris is. We have been seeing Tom performing all the roles. I mean, the roles that Anita used to play. So we do not know what could be going on. The question that you might be asking, Prof, so what?
Yeah, I thought probably he was keeping his wife private, just because he probably had his ex-wife in the limelight, so he didn't want that drama. Because why has he always got a ring on that finger? It could mean something else. Some of these pastors would also be involved in cults. So in another cult, it could mean something else. But people saying Pastor Tom is possibly his sidekick. I mean, that's what, that guy who always, what's his name? Yeah. If he swung that way, I don't think that would be Pastor Chris's man. I mean, you never know. Because there's one man he always looks angry. He always looks slightly aggressive. That's who I thought, if Pastor Chris swung that way, that would be his man. What role was Pastor Anita playing? I barely ever saw her, I mean, she did stand side by side with him, but in the early years, I know they used to be together a lot, but from the time we knew her, Pastor Anita was always in Docklands, in London. And then there were times where we would find out that apparently she'd been crying because her man was not spending as much time with her. And then sometimes he would surprise her and come to London, Docklands, and just surprise her to say hi. Yeah, just quite, like, Pastor Anita used to live in our area. I remember we were doing cry practice and we'll see her daughters. Her daughters lived in Bewley Park. And then Pastor Anita used to make sure he was good during his birthdays and stuff. I'm not sure. I don't remember all that. Maybe Reverend Tom is just being friendly, helping his fellow pastor, because, they have all that loyalties, where they help each other. I don't know if it goes deeper than that, but from my suspicions, I thought, okay, if Pastor Chris is actually got somebody, there's a man that I saw in some videos, even in one of his celebrations where he wore a crown. And that man just looked aggressive, like that man is ready to chop his money. Like that man is just, I said, is he being abused? But when I was watching yesterday, I didn't see him. I don't think I saw him there. I was just like, oh, where's Bay? And then the whole angel theme, like the whole angel wings theme. Pastor Chris, I know he likes people to dress up, but he'll never do that. But if you clock where he got that idea from, I'm suspecting he got it from Bobrisky. Because there was one video that Bobrisky did with angel wings, white angel wings. And then I saw Pastor Chris with the same angel wings, with even the horse had those white wings. I said, I mean, I might be reaching, but when I saw them wings, I was like, is he taking inspo from Bobrisky? You never know. And then the whole king, I mean, he's been doing this whole king thing, but I think last year he wore black, I'm not sure. This year he wore red and gold, and it just gave Freddie Mercury vibes. There's a video where Freddie Mercury wore that red, and then the crown, the red robe and the crown. I mean, I just had some questions like, is he trying to say something? Oh, that he restoreth my soul, he restoreth my soul. If you know, you know. The white suit with the belt, the red robe and the crown. Why is he not dressing like something churchy? I mean, people are saying he's the Jesus of Christ Embassy. He's the God of Christ Embassy. My father always used to make this joke, like, why is he always wearing white? Is he an angel? Is he an angel? And then, this was years ago, and then he'll make a joke, he'll be like, and then they'll have everybody else wearing white in the congregation. Like, with the choir members, we'd go wearing white. But we got it like it was just the attire, so that we match, so that it looks good on camera. Not because we're angels. But I can see why in the outside view it can look very... There was one where they were all wearing like sequency suits. I don't know which year that was. Was it last year or the year before? They were wearing like very sequenced suits. It just, to me, it was quite questionable. I was like, I think I've seen this before in, very Yeah, very Freddie Mercury type things. I just questioned. I was like, I'm sorry, it's a bit fake to me. I don't care how much money I'm going to earn. For me to, if somebody I don't like, I'm not in alliance with them, and I just attend for the sake of being petty, just to look what's going on, nah, fam. That, if you know me, you know that's not me. I won't attend because I have better things to do. Even if it's my birthday and I know there's somebody I don't like there, unless I want to make amends, I'll attend. But I won't attend. I'll go and chill with other people. Hey, these men sometimes act like women. Why for public alliance, for PR stuff, why would you go and chill with somebody that you clearly... And then the way he was sitting, like, Pastor Chris was over there, and he's just sitting with his back. I looked and I was just like, what's happening? I was like, what's happening there? Over Sinach. So those men use the same pattern to lure the side chicks of their sons. Because Pastor Chris was saying in a video, I think he was trying to lure some girls, like, what do they know about money? What do they know about money? Well, look at how the money is being spent on putting wings on horses. The sequin, walking on the streets of gold, and then it was a sequin carpet. I just said, money was spent, and then you hear somebody, my father, look at my father, look at my father, look, daddy. I suspected that the woman that was always sitting next to him was his wife. But then my mom was like, no, she's married. Her surname is something, something. I was like, oh. For years, I thought that was his wife because she's always sitting next to him. But then there was another woman. I mean, she's been there for years. But I thought she was married too. Could he be doing what all these prophets are doing by sleeping with their church members? Maybe that's what he's doing. Because he's like... he's a single man, wife left. Apparently she's remarried. Apparently she's denounced it. But she did come out on her Facebook to say she was remarried. This was some years ago because she was posting some cryptic stuff online about how toxic her marriage was. But I thought Sinach was helping with the decorations. Because wasn't she in the background helping with the birthday decor? I thought that when Pastor Chris was gonna remarry, I thought he would have remarried Sinach. So did Sinach know what was going on, and then she just dodged? And then she just dodged and said, nah, let me go let me move. Which I find, to be honest, we suspected that Sinach was going to leave because we were like, okay, she needs to sing elsewhere. She can't just be stuck in one place for years and years. So if they're saying that they were sleeping together, I'm sure she ran away and said, nah. I don't blame her though.
He did not like the fact that she was going and she was leaving. Those are two things. So as a guy who was invested emotionally in the hit maker, he started throwing tantrums. I'm sure you also, Chris Oyakhilome, discrediting Sinach and her career and her music. That was more like an ex throwing a tantrum that you left me. Yet I'm the one who built you.
I really thought she would be... I didn't think they'll get married because I think she was married when they divorced. But... I don't know, her husband didn't give me that vibe of... I mean, maybe she fell in love and settled down because her relationship is quite private. And you know how African women, they'll rather go for love than money, I mean, some, especially when they've grown up in church, they'll find a brother who you know, he's doing well, but he's not a billionaire like that. But because they're falling in love with him, they'll rather go for that and just build with him than all the fame and money. So, was something really happening with these men? I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised. With the proximity they work, things are about to happen. They're bound to happen. I was watching this video of this woman who said her husband is doing ritual money or whatever. And the thing with black women usually stay and keep quiet because they're tired. But they keep quiet because they know that they're being fed. Do you get me? They're being fed. Whereas white women are emotional. They fall in love. And they kind of, you know, they have that fantasy in their head. So when they're not getting that perfect marriage, they will leave. So I think that's why Anita left, because she'd had enough. You know, white women are emotional. I mean, I don't know how white she is, but, you know, for the fact that she was busy saying he's not spending time with me, my dear.
Already lost sight in one eye, and his feet had begun to deteriorate. He was extremely emaciated. The truth about Freddie Mercury's illness. During the recording of his final music video, Freddie had already lost sight in one eye, and his feet had begun to deteriorate. He was extremely emaciated, with his cheeks and neck sharply defined, barely any fat left to support them. Yet he pushed himself to complete the video shoot. In the months before his death, Freddie recorded as many vocals as possible to finish the remaining Queen tracks. In the last 10 days of his life, the band's manager met with him to discuss how to handle his estate. At that time, Freddie said, "You can do whatever you want with my image. Release my music however you like. Just don't bore me."